thank you. It's great to have full couple rows and appreciate you guys always coming out and supporting us. I thought we played a really solid game overall, for a good solid 3 quarters. Again, that last couple minutes wasn't up to par, but overall I'm really happy with how we defended. We got good shots. We just didn't make some of those shots. Like against Wisconsin, those same shots went in early, and we kind of opened it. Like if we would have hit some of those, I think it would have really opened it up quicker. But again, I'm concerned about the controllables, and that's our defense and our rebounding and us getting in the paint and us doing those little things and being disciplined and focused. And I thought we came out and did that for the majority of the game. So I'm happy with the performance. I think we're continuing to build chemistry. We're working really well together. 24 assists again on 31 shots, 31 makes. So I think that shows, how this team is really growing and coming together and really starting to play just really well off each other and together. So really happy with that.
All right, questions for student athletes? Go ahead and raise your hand and we'll push your microphone. I'll jump at once. Joe?
I guess it's for either one of the players. Coach referenced it, but just defensively, what was able for you to lock in like you did, especially through 3 quarters as a team against them and limit them so much?
I think we've just done a good job in practice preparing for the teams we're about to play and just really locking into our defense and locking into the scout as well and kind of knowing what they're going to do and being prepared and ready for that. And I think we did a good job just being physical with them, especially when they had some taller guards trying to post up our guards. I think they did a good job, and then us just being on the rim line and helping them if they did try to pass it over top.
I think for either of you two, you guys were able to get some steals and turn them into transition. What's that allow for you guys offensively where you can get buckets like that? And are you doing anything? Do you feel like you're elevated at all in how you're playing in transition now versus maybe a couple weeks ago?
I just feel like we're kind of utilizing Phoenix more than we have in the past, and I think like if we can get easy buckets in transition, then like why don't we? So I mean, we were getting a lot of steals tonight, which was good, and that we were just push it on them and try to get fouls. So I think it worked out tonight.
Question for either of the players. This game was obviously a heavy post emphasis. You guys dominated inside. I want to get your thoughts on Letty and just how she performed off the bench today.
I think she did a great job just being really tough down there, and even when they were kind of sending 2 at her or just focusing in on her when we were running a play, she was just strong and just stuck with it and used her height to her advantage. And I think it's just been really good having her coming off the bench and just bringing energy for us and protecting the paint as well on defense. I think she's just been a great asset to our team.
Mm-hmm.
Barry, as a player who's grown a ton over your time here at Illinois, how have you seen Cece grow as a player in her time here this season?
I think I've just seen her grow a lot in her leadership on the court. I think she always steps up to the moment, and she does a great job just taking whatever the defense gives her. If she has someone quicker on her, backing them down and like posting up or shooting the 3 if they don't come out on her. And I think she just lets the game come to her, and I think she's helped me a lot with my game as well, just seeing how she plays and just different moves and stuff that she's doing out there on the court, honestly.
For both of you, Barry, if you could start, obviously you guys are nearing the postseason. Like, how do you feel like you guys are all gelling together on both ends as that starts to near?
I think we've been doing really well as a team, just coming together and really playing connected. I think we've done a lot better job trying to get those kickouts when people are coming in and doubling me and Cece a lot of time in the post. And I think it's freed up a lot of stuff for us and then also gotten a lot of shots for our other teammates as well. And I think they've done a great job just taking advantage of when their players are trying to help off and maybe trying to dig in on us. But I think overall we've just come together a lot, and I'm excited to see what we have for the rest of the season.
Barry, is it fair that it took maybe a quarter or 10 minutes to kind of adjust to their physicality? It just seems like it's a unique level of how they want to get in the post and how they want to defend you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's nothing I haven't really seen before, but just knowing that every team's going to kind of come out and do that, it definitely took me a little time today to just get used to it. But I think my teammates did a great job just trying to talk to me and encouraging me, and my coaches as well, and just helping me out there see things that I'm not seeing while I'm playing.
Question for either of the players. You guys did a good job of just defending without fouling. Can you speak to just the trust that you guys kind of have and just also kind of helping to help her out?
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to post up the guards, and the bigs had an opportunity to like help off a little bit, and that was in the game plan. So I think that's I tried to do that, and we all tried to do that just to help out. It's not like a single like person defending. It's like a whole team defending. It takes a team. So, I mean, yeah.
So 2 games in a row with 24 assists, but CC, particularly for you, 2 games in a row with 4 assists. What are you seeing on the floor that's affording you the opportunity to set up your teammates?
Yeah, I think just again, just like doubling in the post, or if like another person comes to me and just kicking it out. I know I got a couple to Barry, just like coming off a ball screen, and I think that's where it's like we're pretty dangerous. Like we can both come off ball screens, we can both set screens and dive. So just using our versatility to like our advantage.
For other players, just what's the ceiling for this team defensively, and what is that? How key is that going to be as you obviously build toward tournament play?
I think it's really important and something we have always honed in on and that we continue to keep getting better at. And I think the last 2 games have shown what we can do defensively. And I think that's just going to compel us and help us get a lot of easier shots on offense as well. Like we were saying in transition, if you're getting those steals just by being in the right position, that's going to lead to a lot of runouts and easier shots for us.
From either of you guys, already talked a lot about how fast you guys ran in transition today. With you guys really only having a 7-person rotation, a couple minutes from Naomi off the bench, what are you guys doing to stay ready as we get closer to the postseason with that smaller rotation?
I mean, we're utilizing our recovery. We have a lot of great advantages over at Ubin that we get to use, and just resting, but also working at the same time. We don't want to just like let things go. So. We have a day off tomorrow, but then we'll just get back to work with individuals. So, I mean, just resting, but also finding that good balance of just getting workouts in practice.
Barry, not to get too far ahead of things, but you guys, I mean, you were in the tournament last year with an older team. What would it mean to get a younger team there this year, and like how beneficial could that be for you guys?
I think it could be awesome and just a great learning experience for us, just having so many newer players. I think we could do really well in the tournament, and I think it would just be really cool for all of us to experience and just play some great teams. And it's super cool and unique experience getting to play in the tournament. But I think last year we did a great job, and yeah, I'm just excited.
Go.
Follow up, like what did that do for you as a freshman to kind of get that, and what do you hope it could do for CC, for Destiny, for Naomi?
It definitely helped me just playing in such a big game, and just going out there and playing in front of a really good crowd and playing really good players helped me grow a lot, helped me grow my game offensively and defensively. And I think now I can just use what I learned last year and just tell that to my teammates, especially my freshman teammates, and just help prepare them for the moment. And I know they're going to do a great job, but yeah.
Communication has been a big trend of a lot of talks that we've had with you. Where do you feel like you're at with that as a team? And specifically, how did you think you did with that tonight?
I honestly thought we did pretty good. I mean, even if we were lacking, like in the huddles, that's probably what the topic was, to work on our communication, whether it's ball screens, getting back on defense. I mean, I think we're probably doing the best we've done all season. But I mean, we can always get better at communication. But we're definitely like actively like working to fix it. If we do have a miscommunication, we definitely do that like in huddles, and that's what we're talking about.
Just a question in regards to the Rutgers zone. Just how did you guys feel like you attacked that just throughout the game?
I think we just did a better job over time attacking the gaps in the zone and then helping free up different shots. And I think once we started to get scores inside, then our threes were opening up and allowing us to knock those down and get easy kick-out threes. And I think a lot of our guards did a great job just attacking where they had open spots in the zone, and then also just getting it to the middle and trying to attacking it inside out, which is what I think helped us be successful.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Thanks.
Coach, could you just speak to the ability of this team to kind of absorb the loss of a key player in Gretchen Dolan, and what players have had to like step up or play different roles in her absence?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been, next woman up. So, we dealt with it last year, dealt with it this year, unfortunately, but like you guys, I've told you guys, it's part of sports, it's part of life. You're going to face adversity, and you just worry about the day and trying to be better. And a lot of people have stepped up and not even stepped up. A lot of people are just utilizing and being the best versions of themselves and the opportunity that they're given. So I think, this team, as you see it, starting to gel and get more comfortable together. If you think about it, obviously, Gretchen was in, then she's out. Aaliyah had been out for, in and out for months, and then finally got back, right after Christmas. So now she's a good month and a half, 2 months into solid practice. Now you see her game, really coming to life. You see our younger guys growing right before our eyes. You see, Barry continuing to grow. You see Letty continuing to grow. So it's been really, it's been fun to watch, along the journey of some of these guys literally getting better in the moment and day to day. So it's just, it's part of the game. So I'm happy with where we're at, and we're just gonna, whoever's ready to go, we go with that.
I imagine you knew this game was going to be pretty physical in the paint, but with how much Barry does off the ball and how much cutting and moving she does, how important was it for her to kind of see a game where she gets chucked pretty much every time she goes? I know it's not an officiating question, but she can play through the contact.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that you talk about Barry's growth, right, from last year, this year. I mean, think about just the last couple weeks of games, the physicality that people are bringing to her. She doesn't get to move anywhere without someone hitting her and chucking her, whatever you want to say. I mean, that, and give, that's what, it's a physical game at the highest level. So I think she's starting to, she's starting to understand that and understand how to, still do what she does. And, but I also am on the refs about, I think there's a lot of calls. I feel like, she gets hit a lot and she's not getting some of those, but she got some more tonight towards the end. So, and it's hard. They're not going to get every call right. I understand that too. So this is not a shot at the refs, but it is physical, and they're being extremely physical, and she's continuing to learn. And, I thought she's gotten better and better with it. She had 21 tonight. And teams are going to keep doing that, But I love how, like you guys talked about, I love how both Barry and CC and even Letty are starting to utilize and kick out and utilize doubles and triples to take advantage of that and get our other teammates some shots. So I'm proud of that growth.
Shauna, I feel like you guys have had to kind of evolve a few times this year as freshmen got a little bit older, and then again without Gretchen. Where do you guys feel like you're at, or where do you feel like you guys are at with the postseason around the corner?
I do feel like we're getting better. That's why I told them in the locker room. That's my main thing. No matter what, right? No matter when, are we getting better? Do I have a sense of the team being connected and continuing to be hungry? And are we improving daily in the key areas? And I really feel we are in so many areas that we've really, within, the last couple of weeks coming off that West Coast trip, we really identified some of the areas that we really needed to hone in and improve on. And I think in the last week or so, or whatever it's been, I think we've done that. I think communication was a huge talking point that you guys brought up, and I do think the last two games, it's the first two games that I have not had to get on them about communicating plays or communicating ball screen coverage. So I'm not saying it's perfect, but they are holding each other much more accountable, where it's not having to come from me. You heard CC say they're talking about that in huddles. They're making those corrections, and that's the growth. I had told these guys a couple weeks ago, that is the key. If we can continue to build that leadership and have them, really just making some of those changes themselves. So it's not always, that should be done before we get into a timeout where the coaches are coming in, and we're doing that right now. So credit our players, credit them for coming together and talking about it and putting the effort in to get better with it.
There was one stretch of the game where CC forced 4 turnovers in the first 3 minutes of the second quarter. Is that a part of her game that you guys knew was going to be so integral to her impact, or is it just a nice perk that you've recognized with her being around?
It's a nice perk. I mean, that's something that, I watched her a lot. I don't really ever remember her getting that many steals. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to that. But I think she starts, when she sees she can get one or two, then she's really smart and she starts getting more, right? And there was a lot of opportunities today just because how they run the clock down. They got into a lot of fire situations. They got into a lot of dead ball where they pick it up, low shot clock, and we're able to deny, and that got us out in transition. And like I said, once she gets one, you can see her eyes just light up, and she's going to keep going for more.
Rutgers seemed to really try to hone in on the post-ups. I just want to get your thoughts on the guards and just how they handled that physicality.
Yeah, we knew that coming in. They're so big across the board, and they're long, they're physical, they're athletic. So we knew they were going to post us up out of all their chin stuff. Every cut, they're going to post you. Every pin down, they're going to post you. So we had prepared for that the last 3 days. And I thought our guys executed it at an elite level. Really, they did not. Maybe that one in the first where the girl traveled and then got it. That's not an officiating site either. Now I'm on one, so that was the one she hit. I don't think they really got us on that many other post-ups. So I thought we did a great job of hitting them high, keeping them high, and being really, really physical. And then we were able to dig and kind of muck it up with our bigs and everyone else, which, again, we executed. We guarded the stuff and practiced the last 3 days really well, and that carried over to game time.
Coach, there was a stretch there in the second half. I'm not sure how long it was for, but where you went with the big lineup with the CC at the 4. Is that something you're going to want to see and get something out of, just depending on matchups?
Yeah, that was intentional there. I just really wanted to, I thought this was a team we can do that. I wanted to get some extended minutes with that, and it was good. I liked it. I think just with Letty's confidence growing so much right now, and she's scoring, she's being really efficient. She's moving, she's talking, she's defending, she's a presence down there. So that really helps us. It gives us just a lot of options, right? So I thought it was good tonight, that we could kind of get some experience more so with that lineup.
Shauna, to hold them to 33 points in the first 30 minutes of the game, just what the ceiling of this team is defensively and how much that can carry this team over as you get into the final parts of the regular season and tournament play.
Yeah, this time of the year, you have to have defense, right? Obviously, you got to put the ball in the basket. We know that, but you're going to hang your hat on defense. When you get into the tournament, when you get in a Big Ten, you're on neutral site. When you're in an NCAA tournament, you got to be able to defend and rebound. So I think our last 2 games, we have just been elite defensively in terms of executing game plan, executing scout, knowing personnel, not making a lot of scout mistakes, and playing really connected with great urgency. And we're more elusive. We're not getting screened. Our ball screen coverage has been much, much better. So I just think we've really taken some good strides in terms of all those factors defensively, and our rebounding kind of falls in hand with that. So yeah, we're going to need that. We're going to need that. We go on the road the next 2 games. Your defense has to travel. So that's what we're going to hang our hat on, and we always have. And if we want to make a run and a push, in this next month, we're going to have to defend at a high level consistently.
Shauna, not to get too far ahead, but your resume would suggest that you guys have very good cases of the tournament you're projected in. What would it mean for this young team to have that and just to use that to build on?
It would be huge, right? Our goal, obviously, NCAA tournament every year, and then once you're in, you can always make a run. So to get the experience of making the tournament with this young group, that's our goal. We expect it every year, but a lot of people would probably say that this year, maybe we shouldn't, it might have been a rebuilding year, whatever you want to say, losing 80% of our scoring and having such a young team. So, I'm just really proud that we're sitting right now, 18-8, 8-7 with, there's a couple games that we all wish we had back. But we're in perfect position right now. Our net's really, in a really good spot. But these next few games are going to make a huge, they're really important. They're really, really important for seeding in Big Ten tournament, but more importantly, what's your seed if you make the NCAA, what's your seed in the NCAA tournament. So, but going back to that, yeah, it'd be huge for the program. To say 4 years we've made it 3 out of 4 back to back is something I don't know. Again, the last time that's been done. And to have this team get that experience, and then it comes back to keeping this team together, and then making, what would that do with that experience this year, keeping this team together, and now how does that propel you into next year, right? Those are the things. Yeah, you're talking long term. I like to stay day to day, but you're 100% right.
Hi, Coach. Maddie did a little bit of everything today. How has having a transfer like her that already has experience playing at the college level impacted your team this year, just being so young with so many different freshmen?
She's been absolutely huge. I mean, I've said it all along. She's our X factor. She's just so efficient right now, and that's the biggest thing, right? And she comes in. Her defense is back to just being solid. She's taking great shots. She's just a huge spark, and she has just a motor that never stops. And those are things that coaches love. What about that play at the end of the first? I told her those are winning plays, to have the presence of mind, to pass it up. And then she turned on it, and she, I don't know how she got that off, right? And got a layup. That could have been a difference in a tight game between winning and losing. And you want players that are like her, that just make winning plays and play their butt off every second they're on the floor.
Coach, you referenced the 24 assists on 31 makes tonight. Destiny Jackson had eight, and only 1 turnover today. So just wanted to get your thoughts just on just her continued evolution and just running the offense.
Yeah, she's an elite passer. Her vision, she sees stuff that I'm like, how the heck did you even see that, right? And she had she could have scored more tonight. She missed a couple that she always makes. But one thing Destiny's going to do is she's going to set the tone for us defensively. She's going to facilitate and set everyone up, and she's a threat to score at any time as well. So her progression again has just been unbelievable for her. I say this a million times this year, and it still amazes me what she does. She's a freshman point guard in the Big Ten that is playing a ton of minutes, and she continually has games, right, where it's 1 turnover or it's remarkable. And I don't know, if she's getting the recognition then, but I mean, I think her and CC both should be, all freshmen in the Big Ten. I think for what they've done for their teams in this league starting, I think they definitely both deserve that honor.
Coach, after obviously the Oregon and USC loss is not fun in any way, how important was it to start early against Wisconsin, start early to get today against Rutgers and get those wins? And how important is it to going forward towards the end of the season?
Yeah, it's something that we've been talking about was our starts, and but all of it is about the process of this year. There's ups and downs to every season. There's adversity, or you're winning. It's kind of you're kind of in the either you're learning and getting better, you're winning and you're trying to get better. So you got to handle all that, and like I always say, you can't get too high, you can't get too low, you can't get this or that. You got to stay about the moment, the process, and are we getting better each and every day? That's the most important thing. And I think our kids, for being young kids, really stayed locked in through some of those, the times of adversity. They stayed locked in. They remained, kept the main thing. And that's about, is this team getting better? So we did that, and then you see some of the results and some of the outcomes of the process, Wisconsin and now tonight, because we've been very, very disciplined in our process, and we've stacked really good days of practice together, and now you're seeing some of those results.
Feels like the team is in a really different place than the last time you played Northwestern. Now you get several days of prep to go up there and face that zone again. What do you want to see your team do in terms of approaching that unique challenge against Northwestern?
Yeah, that game, it seems like so long ago. I don't even remember when it was. But, obviously I'm very familiar with the zone. I know that. We're going to be prepared for it. And I think we've seen so much zone the last couple games that I think we'll have great confidence in it. But obviously they're elite at, his Blizz defense is a little bit different than some of the zones we've seen. And they're at home, and they got a lot of pieces that, we got to be concerned about with obviously Grace Sullivan. But we'll attack it. We'll be ready. We have a good couple days of prep, which is another kind of a longer period right here that we can use to get some rest, but also get better.
Coach, obviously, Sierra Parchment's a very talented player, 3-level scorer, and maybe you don't want to say, but are there times where you run stuff to try to get the ball in her hands, or does it all just come organically through your action?
Yeah, no, we run a lot of different things. I mean, we're constantly trying to put, each of our plays has multiple options, but there are some main things we're looking for. And then some of the times we go more of our continuity and where, we let them play. But also in our plays, like I say, a play is for you guys to make plays. Like, I don't want us to be robotic. I don't want us, and I think that's what we're seeing now. So yeah, maybe, whoever is the person that plays initially run for the first action, but there's multiple actions after that. And now that player is making a play if it's not there for someone else. And those are some things we weren't doing, early on. We got really tunnel vision in of this is the option. It's the only option, where I think right now we're in a good, we're fluid in our offense and we're playing better together. And we're making reads out of all of it. So yes, a lot of those are design plays, and then, being a player out of the play.
To dovetail off that, like, you've got 3 players right now that are shooting 40% from 3. I know you don't like to live out there at all, but is that your zone buster if Maddie and Cece and Aya can actually get going like this and continue to shoot it this well?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, and I want him to shoot them. And that's what, against Wisconsin, that's what got him out of it. I mean, Aaliyah hit all those shots, and I thought we took some really good ones tonight. They just didn't go in, but then, we got some going in later on. So yeah, no question about it. I think that's always, we want to, if they're rhythm threes, if they're inside out threes, I want us to take them all day long. I just don't like when we get stagnant and then we just jack a 3. Like, that's not a good rhythm 3, and we don't usually make those, right? But I thought we had some really good ones. We missed some, and I just tell them to keep on taking them.
Your team had a 40-24 advantage in the post tonight in the paint. Just wanted to get your thoughts just behind the scenes, what you've seen from Letty that has just led to some of her increased production.
I just think, again, practice, confidence. She hasn't played, coming into this in almost 2 years. So I knew it would take her probably a full year to get back to, just being confident and playing and conditioning and everything, right? The feel for the game. She's now had that time, I think, and she's, like, literally the last couple of games, I've just seen her be so much more. I mean, she called her own number 2 times. She just, last game she did it, and then tonight she did it. I'm like, okay, I like it. If you're gonna do that, and she made them, so I'm cool with it. But no, it's been really awesome to see someone like her, because again, the road she's been through, like the process and her injury and the surgery, and she had a lot of setbacks. It was a long recovery, and it was, I said this before, it wasn't your normal just ACL. Like, the girl, she went through it, right? And to see her now out there and calling her own play and the reaction and the passion that she's playing with after, it's awesome. And it's awesome to see her having success, but it's helping our team, tremendously. And I just think we're going to continue to see her just continue to grow.
Yes, along those lines with her, there's a couple touches tonight that she was just a roller to the hoop and got good looks, or your guards got her the ball in advantageous spots. How much can your guards help her unlock a little bit of easy baskets versus traditional post-ups? Yeah,
and those are the ones you're talking about that happen organically, right? Instead of me having to call some of those sets to get her the ball. And I think that's what we're doing a lot of, Letty and everyone else. You saw Barry and Cece. How many times are they hitting on the dive? And Letty's now, they're trusting her. She's moving well. She's able to catch it. Letty has unbelievable hands. So she's going to catch it. Now she's able to maneuver and finish those, where early, even probably a month ago, she wasn't able to catch those and finish them. She's in a good rhythm. Again, she has confidence. She's been now doing that in practice. And when she's doing that, it's like I said, it's really hard to stop her. And I mean, you see now, like, Aaliyah's elite at it. Aaliyah just throws them up like high to her. and practice everything. I mean, she has it down now on anything, just throwing them up, and Letty's able to go and get it and finish. So it's going to help us a ton if she can continue to do that.